Well, if I can find a queue action at some weddings, I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello. Welcome back to That Josh James Show. It's a podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's number one podcaster. It's Chrissy White, aka Whiteboy. What's happening, mate?
What, go on?
You good?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm considering getting the football boots back on, mate, and joining a vets team.
Okay, so are you going to know people in this team? Are they going to be like your mates or are they just going to be randoms?
The trouble is, last time I was in a football team with my mates,
I think it's a bad idea.
was the last time I ever played football, right? We got all a group of mates together and we were like, yeah, let's get a team together. Let's play with that 22, 23. Before the season started, we're like, yeah, if like we get to a cup final this year, like let's get a bus and do this night out and all this and that.
Foreshadowing.
Mate, fucking 10 games later, we're bottom of the league.
Yeah.
We're playing Harold Hill at their ground.
Over Henderson's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brutal.
We're second from bottom, they're bottom. We're like, well, mate, at least we'll fucking do these. We're all right up for it because we've lost like 10 games on the bounce. We're like, game 11, at least like when we go to the pub after the game, like we're going to be in a good mood because we're going to win this game. Like they're getting fucking battered every week.
Yeah.
More than we are. We're losing like 1-0, 2-0. You know, they're getting done like 4 or 5-0. We're like, we're going to do these. We go like 4-1 up. Anyway, we end up losing 5-4.
Oh, what happened?
Okay, well, just fast forward to the last minutes of the game. It's 4-4. We're obviously all shitting ourselves because the pressure's coming on. We're thinking we can't lose 11 games.
What was it, stamina? You all run out of puff?
It was temperament. The trouble is when you play with your mates, there's no filter.
No, of course there ain't.
It's just like, we all like saying that we're the best player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all like...
Everyone's deluded, basically.
Basically, it's a team game. We're not a team.
Nah.
We're a bunch of individuals trying to get one over each other because there's more to it. When you're like best mates with people, like there's banter and there's things that are going on.
Oh, yeah, I remember the whole thing at that fucking wedding for like an hour. Everyone was debating about who was the best football player. You're all shit. You know what I mean?
Mate, can't argue with you. To be honest.
I walked off.
I cannot argue with you, right? We are fucking shit. But also you're thinking, well, I want to do better than him because he pissed me off the other day because he didn't fucking pick me up or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or he didn't pay for the cab home from that
Or
night
he's
out.
messaging that bird that I want to message.
Yeah, so like there's a few
stuff.
like they're your best mates and you love them to bits, but at the same time, there's still a bit of needle there because they are your best mates. You spend so much time with them. So yeah, anyway, 4-4, last kick of the game. They have a shot. I'm playing like right centre back. We played 3 at the back. I'm playing right of the 3. Yeah, comes out and the keeper saves it, and it comes to me, and I've just kicked it, and I fucking kicked it in my own goal.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, own goal.
Oh my God.
5-4. I'm obviously, then the full time goes. I couldn't possibly put my hands up and go, oh, it's my fault. No. I'm looking for someone else to play. I'm trying to pass the blame. I've started having it with our mate Pat. I'm like, you're fucking shit.
Yeah. Where was he playing? Centre back?
He's playing centre mid.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, mate, I don't know. I just lost my head. One thing with Pat.
No, you always used to send for Pat.
One thing with Pat is he runs and runs and runs.
Yeah.
That's why he's in the middle, because he's just fucking everywhere.
Got on a good engine. Yeah.
So I've lost my head. I'm like, and you in the middle, not fucking running. As soon as it left my mouth, I'm like, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Like
All he does is run.
All he does is run.
Yeah.
But of course, ego, I'm like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I've got to double down. You know what I mean? So I'm giving it to him. We get pulled apart. I go for the ref. Fucking what about that free kick I should have had over there? Just anything.
Just clutching at straws.
Just not taking accountability for how shit I am, basically.
Young Jamesy sounds like a fucking neek, bro.
Anyway, I got sent off after the game, didn't I?
Okay.
For giving it to the ref. And I'd been sent off the week before at Great Baddo, as my mate Charlie reminds me. He goes, Great Baddo or Galleywood away. I never forget Jamesy's red. That was the ultimate head loss. And he got absolutely coated off as he went to the changing rooms.
What, by all your own
So they
teammates?
had loads of people watching. And as I like, obviously got sent off. Obviously, where I'm playing right centre back.
So what did you do? What was the sending
The
off?
trouble is with me is if there's people on their sideline, I always quite used to like a bit of like
Yeah, giving it.
Yeah. So I'd fucking put in a big tackle and then I'd go over to him. I go, you fucking like that? Okay, yeah, fucking have some of that.
Yeah,
Do you know
mate,
what I
you
mean?
get so brave on the
Mate.
football pitch. What happens to you?
I don't know.
Apart from that one incident on the train.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. And that incident after train, you know, the fact that I had the ability to do that,
Yeah.
that come after my footballing career.
Okay.
So this is before, like, any fight I'd had, do you know what I mean? I'd always get unstuck, you know?
Yeah, no good.
But I just used to like that competitiveness of it, you know? Bit too much.
Yeah, so...
And it's strange because
you've
any
stuck
other...
one top bins in your own goal. It's 5-4. You've had a fucking stinker. The week before, you've been sent off at Great Baddow. And then what happens as you're walking off the pitch? You get sent for again.
Yeah, they're just giving it to me like, fucking number 2, what you got to say now? Do you know what I mean? And after that, you just can't, like, you've just got to be like, you've won. Do you know what I mean?
So the team folded up.
The team,
Who was on the team? Explain.
it was the Plum, so
Yeah.
the OSB son.
Yeah, the young OSB, the YSB.
Who is just like, also the gobbiest little cunt.
Yeah,
on the
used
football
two
pitch.
together are just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a fucking goon, mate. You're weird. Mate, do you know what the Plum's thing that he used to say to people? Mate, I used to hear him say this every game if he got into a row with
Yeah.
someone, right?
What did he used to call him?
It was his go-to. And I used to go, mate, I've done more birds than you've had at dinners.
Every week.
Mate, yeah, mate, I've shaved more birds than you've had at dinners. That was his thing. That was his thing that he just used
What, every week he used to say
Oh,
that.
mate, he used to. I heard him say that over the course of that terrible 11 game losing streak.
Yeah.
I heard him say that a good 6 times.
It's not even football
I've had
related.
more birds than you've had on dinners, mate.
It's got nothing to do with the game.
Mate, but that just goes to show you, like, the male fragility that happens in football.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even arguing about football. It's like, I'm more of a man than you because girls are more attracted to me than they are you.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's a lot.
So it was Charlie, it was Neil Ruddock's son, who is a fan. Neil Ruddock's son, by the way.
Bowler.
Listen, his dad.
He's Neil Ruddock.
Neil Ruddock. You're going to be good.
Yeah.
And I always say, Neil Ruddock's son, right? Technically, he's one of the best footballers I've ever played with.
Like the way he strikes a
Mate,
ball.
he's touch and stuff. He's like Berbatov. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like you're just fantastic techers, right?
Yeah, but-
Also, the laziest cunt I've ever played with in
Don't
my
want to
life.
train. Don't want to run.
Mate, doesn't
Won't
want
move
to
unless
run.
it comes to him. Yeah.
Also, because his dad played for Liverpool, he feels like he's this oracle when it comes to football.
Yeah,
Do
he
you know
loves
what I mean?
Liverpool
He
so
will
much.
be like, no, but this is how it really is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, use it boring in that football. In that
anyway-
chat. It ain't even a football chat. It's
Anyway,
just all football.
playing with a group of mates that are your close mates is just a terrible
No,
idea.
it's a bad idea.
So
So little
anyway-
five-a-side tournament's fine once in a while. Not every week.
We're talking about dusting off the boots again, and I'm thinking about getting,
Yeah, so what are you going to do? You're going to go and join another team?
I might go. I've just texted the roadman Sparky
Okay.
because he plays vets football,
Right.
and I'm like,
Can he
mate,
play?
He's a good player,
Yeah.
mate. And I seen him the other day. He is shredded right now.
Is he?
And he's super fit. I went for a run with him once, and he just left me like in his dust.
Oh, okay.
And I'd been running a lot as well. And he's very good. Like he's a very good runner, and and he can, he can have a bit of a.
Okay.
He can. Do you know what I mean? He can have it.
Yeah. He's a fucking roadman, bro.
He's
He better be able to.
man.
He better be able to.
Do you ever hear about that fight he had at like Nubar?
No. Shout out Adam Brooks.
So Roadman Sparky has got a brother who is an absolute giant.
He's a G.
Let's call him.
Sorry, yeah. Fuck, I said his
Let's
name.
call him the big albino builder. Yeah,
Mate, what a fucking sweetheart.
yeah, sweetheart. But absolute lump.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Just a monster of a man, right? And Roadman Sparky's a bit smaller, bit scrawnier.
They don't look anything like each
But
other.
anyway, but probably likes fighting more than the big albino builder.
Yeah.
So one time he was at Nubar, he come over to, and obviously he'd had a few drinks.
Like, what you say,
He
like?
come over to the big albino builder and he's like, Butch, because they called him Butch.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Butch, hold my watch. I'm about to drop this bouncer. And then
How'd
apparently
it go?
the big albino builder was like, mate, don't be so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Put your watch back on.
He's like, on my watch, I'm about to drop this bouncer.
But nothing happened.
They might well have dropped him. I don't know. But
How's Tupac?
Tupac's still alive, mate. Yeah,
Tupac
Tupac's
lives,
still
nice.
alive. Doing all right. But yeah, I'm thinking about joining vets again. So we'll see, mate. I mean, I want to take on a big physical activity next year, whether it be joining the vets team or I think I might well do the London Marathon
Yeah,
next year.
I want to do the London Marathon as well.
Yeah, no, of course we want to do that, don't we?
Did you get any information back about that?
No, I need to find a charity, mate. To be fair, all you've got to do is find a charity you want to do it for and you write off to them and tell them why you want to do it for that charity.
Okay, can you do that? Because you haven't got a job anymore. I'm
Well,
pretty busy.
I'm very busy actually.
Yeah,
Lots of meetings.
You got a lot of
multiple
stuff.
people.
You got free time during
We
the day,
might not
though,
want to
ain't ya?
run it for the same people though.
Why not?
Well, because you'll probably want to run it for some addiction charity.
Yeah, I'm just not very good at admin, mate. Can you just do that for
Mate,
me?
you can do it. You can
You
do it.
just
You've
do that
got,
for me.
got to do it. You've got to. Because also, if you want to run it with someone, that I think you do, I don't think I'll be able to get free spaces.
Someone asked me for a space, and I was like, "Let me ask my mate. He knows someone who might possibly be able to do that."
I want to write. I want
So
to
I've got
write
to do it on
for-
my own now. Is what you're basically
No,
saying?
I'm just saying we got to look into it.
Okay.
I've whittled it down to a couple of
Can
things.
you look into it for me then?
Maybe Calm, campaign against living miserably.
Yeah.
That's a good charity. It might do Great Ormond Street, but I've got no ties to Great Ormond Street. Or there's the Essex and Hearts ambulance service.
Nice.
Thought it was a good, you know.
Yeah, that is good. I've done some work on the headquarters actually once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That's our in.
It was years ago.
Yeah. Just write a letter. I'll say, yeah, I've done that, and I'll let helicopters.
Done.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Why do you
really,
want to
I,
do
re-
it?
I really like
I
helicopters.
just sound like helicopters. No, I'd probably harp on about the Essex thing. I'd just say, look, you know what I mean?
Number one comedian in Essex.
I'm Essex's number one comedian, so I think you fucking want to get me on the.
Yeah, you do. And we're having 3 places because Whiteboy don't know how to do admin. I hate admin. Do you know I need an MOT on my van and my head nearly exploded.
Really? Admin's the worst, isn't it?
Admin is so shit.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
Who does it then?
So,
Your missus?
yeah. Sort of halfway between my missus and my mum. Like,
Oh, mate, you can't be getting your mum to
I'm
do
switched on with certain stuff. So this is what my mum
it. I mean,
always said.
that said, that's pretty much it's my missus or my mum does a lot of stuff.
Exactly. So shut your mouth. So my mum used to go to me, you need to learn how to do this stuff, right? Back when I was growing up. She's like, you need to know how to do this. You need to know how to do this. Otherwise, it's going to come on top. Like, all this stuff does not go away. Them brown letters are going to come.
Yeah.
If you don't pay this, they don't forget,
They
basically.
don't, do they?
Right? So I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. I'd go and smoke weed or do whatever and forget to do it. So I come unstuck a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now, I'm at the back of all that. I just go to my mum or my missus. I'm like, look, I ain't going to do it. So could you just please do it for me? Whereas before I would say, I'll do it and then not do it. Now I just hold my hands up and I'm like, I ain't fucking doing it. Can you do it for me, please?
Yeah, my missus is pretty good for
Just
all that stuff.
play to your
I
strengths.
called her the other day and I was like, babe, have we got a car insurance? She goes, are you some sort of fucking idiot? Of course you got car insurance. I was like, I'm just checking because I've not paid car insurance in years. She's like, yeah, because that's how I sort it out and I take
Yeah.
the money off you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, we're insured. Like, yeah, cool.
That's what I want from my missus. What I want is at the end of the month, an invoice. You know what I mean? I'll pay that. Don't make me do nothing else. Details, mate. Don't bore me with details. Just tell me when it's done
Yeah.
and how much I've got to pay.
Yeah,
That's all I care about. Fucking hell.
fair enough.
Grown up.
Grown up stuff's terrible, isn't it?
Grown up stuff is well boring.
I tell you how you know you do when you know you do are properly grown up
Go on.
is when you go in M&S and you start thinking, some nice bits in
It
here.
looks good, doesn't it?
Looks good in there. I'm starting to think with M&S, yeah, like, are they like Are they actually doing trendy bits now, or are we just fucking old, mate?
Mate, you asked me this question, and I went on M&S online. Funny enough, it's funny. So I'm like, mate, Theo's coming over trying to get my attention. I'm like, mate, I'm doing research. He goes, no, you ain't. You're looking at clothes on the internet. Like, mug me in front of everyone. I'm like, no, that's part of the research. Mate, the new range looks fucking fantastic.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm like, is it going to fit me? We'll have to find out. Because I've been really struggling with clothes. I've mentioned it loads. Everybody knows I don't really fit in clothes because I'm an awkward size. But I'm looking at these bits, mate, and I really like them. And I don't know. Are they nice or are we old?
Are they nice or are they old? Are we old? I don't know.
Mate, I don't know.
You can tell people when they're insecure about wearing M&S, right? Because you go, where's that from, mate? And they go, M&S. And straight away they go, yeah, but the creative director from Reese is over there now, so pretty much it's like Reese stuff now. It's just like half the price, you know what I mean? I'm not old. I'm not going to fucking die soon. No, I'm still relevant. I've still nicked birds, mate. Yeah, no.
I've had more birds than you've had at dinners.
Yeah, I've had more birds than you've had at dinners, mate. No, well, it's fucking, you're the old one. You're the old one, you can't. Well, leave me alone. Fuck off. That's the response you get.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing about M&S, mate. It ain't sexy. Imagine, first date, you took the bird on. You taking your clothes off, you're going to make sure she don't see the inside of that label if you're wearing M&S bits.
Yeah.
You weren't listening.
No, I was.
You weren't?
Yeah, if she sees the label and it says M&S.
Yeah, it's not sexy.
Yeah, no, I know it's not sexy.
There's nothing sexy about M&S, but they do make some good bits. And is that true about the creative director of Reese?
Yeah, mate.
I'm going to get in there and get some bits.
Well, I don't know whether that's just an urban legend that's been spread round people to try and, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But listen, Ian Wright wears it. Mark Wright wears it.
All the rights.
All the rights. But that said, they're pretty old now. Do you know what I mean?
They are old.
So
I'll tell you what, Ian Wright's quite trendy. He does wear some out there gear though.
Yeah, he does. But as in people in their 20s, they're not looking at Ian Wright and Mark Wright as cool, are they?
No.
They're looking at fucking, I don't know, who's the young...
Mate, I don't even know who they are
Justin
these days.
Bieber?
We
I don't
are
know.
old. But Justin Bieber's old now.
Is he old as well? Fucking hell. Justin Bieber's old now.
bare
He's
old.
old now, isn't he?
He's bare
One
old.
Direction? No, fuck, they're
gone
old as well.
and all, mate. They're gone.
What about the kids from Stranger Things? Fucking hell, getting on as well
No,
now,
Millie
aren't they?
Bobby Brown, she's current.
She's current.
She's current.
Yeah, I mean, but she wouldn't wear
I
M&S.
don't know who the youngsters
I
are.
suppose the what stops you from buying M&S is you go in there and you think, my granddad used to shop in here, and you just think to yourself, I'm not ready to die. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like, I don't want to die yet.
Yeah. Tell you what though, the whistles are good. Like Hazy's wedding, we went and got the whistles from M&S.
Really?
And then got them like tailored, and mate, they were sharp. They were sharp suits.
No.
One thing I will say about M&S, I was, you know, like when you're in a pinch, because I don't wear suits or like shoes. I never have, because I've never had an office job. You know when you like quickly need a pair of shoes? I don't know if this has ever happened to you.
Right.
I'm like, M&S, I don't know, I might have had like 50 quid or something. You know what I mean? This is back in the day. I run in there and they sold the left and the right shoe individually. Bruv.
Did they?
Bruv.
Or in M&S?
I got a left and a right, and they were individually priced. Right?
Why would they do that?
I think it's for like old people that have got like
One leg.
ailments and they've got like problems with their feet.
Okay.
And
Right.
one of them's like a bit swollen, so
Okay.
they need a 10 on that one and a 9 on the other. That's the only thing I can think. Because I pick one up and I'm like, where's the other? Like, went to the person. You know, like when there's one shoe and you give them the shoe and they bring you out the box. It was like, nah, mate, you got to get the left one as well. They were hanging up with like a tag.
Mate, that does explain actually when I watched Peter Pan why fucking Captain Hook looks so smart. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously been down M&S.
There you go. You know what I mean? One sleeveless. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like it. Individual shoes.
Wow.
That's
Imagine
how
if
you know
picked
you're
up,
in an old person's gaff and they're selling
Imagine if you
individual
picked
shoes.
up two of the same shoe.
Yeah, well, I would have clocked. You know what I mean?
Do you remember there was
Try
that
'em on.
meme going about a Diane Abbott wearing odd shoes?
Who's Diane Abbott?
Oh, she's a Labour woman.
Oh, how am I going to know
Okay,
who she is,
well, there
mate?
you go.
Talk to me about politics.
But
I know Farage.
I tell you what, I've got to give a shout out to this place. I found out about this place over the last few weeks. Vinted.
Right. What you been doing,
You've been
bruv?
on there.
I mean, I know about it. What, you been
sold-
buying or selling?
No, I've been selling, mate.
Yeah, how's
I've
it
been
going?
making fucking paper. Mate.
Mate, I've got so much stuff I need to get rid of. Is it worth it?
Mate, honestly, My missus has told me ages, she sold out on Vinted for Vinted.
This is what my missus keeps saying to me.
It seems too much ag. It is the easiest thing to do.
Is it?
Mate, you take the pictures, you upload it, you get the sale, you go post it, bang, money's there. I can tell you some of the stuff I've got that I was just going to chuck out. I was just going to send it to like third world countries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
charity
To
shop it.
say, I've got to have a bit of Stony. You know what I mean?
What's a prick?
Do you know what? No, no, but you know, I've watched Comic Relief, and I think,
Yeah.
you know,
Nice.
you know, they've got to have their wits about them when they're going down to the well. Do you know what I mean? You don't know who might be.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, these are some war-torn countries. A bit of Stoney's going to come and help.
Yeah, mate.
Andy.
It's like bulletproof vest. Don't need it, mate.
Yeah.
Got me Stony on.
You know? Just be like, you fucking what? That's, you know what I mean? They're big sweet. But that's what I was going to do. But I went on Vinted, and over the last week, right, from bits I have not worn in years.
Has it got to be designer stuff?
So one thing I'll say is labels seem to, like, I've sold some old Nike bits on there. That seems to hold its value. Yeah. So Nike, North Face, Stone Island, I couldn't believe. I had a jacket that I've worn to death. You know, the crinkly one.
The blue one.
The blue one, mate.
Yeah.
I've just worn that so much. Bought it like 4 years ago, and I'm looking at it now. I'm like, it's almost a bit disfigured or whatever. Someone give me 100 quid for that.
Did they?
And that is good. I mean, I probably bought that for 300 quid. It's a lot of money, but that's
You got
really
loads of wear out of it and nicked a 30
it's
year
held
dough
its
back.
value, yeah. The Nike stuff has really held its value, and I basically made 300 quid, which now I've taken, and I've gone and spent a load of money. Well, not a load of money, but 300 quid on just getting some bits for summer. So I've not really spent any more money,
Nice.
and I've refreshed my wardrobe.
Mate,
you know
I'm
what
going to
I mean?
jump on it. You know what my problem is at the minute? My wardrobe is full. I've got no room. So if I get new stuff, I've got nowhere to put it.
But
so I
mate,
need to get rid of stuff.
Well, you've got to be
Okay, I'm
ruthless.
gonna
You've got to
Vinted it.
think. I look at things and I think, like, do I actually wear that? No. I might wear it around the house. Well, that I can wear gym stuff around the house. You know what I mean?
Okay. So talk to me through the process, because you say you post it easy as that. Like, that sounds like ag to me.
It's really not, mate. Probably the most ag bit is when you've got to post it. But there's this thing called in-post lockers. If you set your settings where you just send it to an in-post locker, you'll see them. All you do is you go, they send you a barcode, you go up, you scan it, you put it in a little jiffy bag thing. A thing
Where'd you
pops
get that
open.
from?
You just get them off Amazon. They're like tenner for like 50, pack of 50. The door pops open, you put it in there, and off it goes, mate.
Where'd you print the label?
You don't print the label. They send you the thing online. That's the in-post locker.
Okay.
That's what you need to do.
So once you put it in there, they know what it is and they know where it's going.
It's the future, man.
Okay.
And it's just such a
I've
clever
got a
idea.
fuckload of stuff I need to sell and a right trumpy wedding to pay for, so I'm probably going to
Mate,
need to do that.
it's the one. And vintage, you know how they've obviously got to that
Yeah.
vintage and minted.
Yeah. That's what I would have said. I know someone who
fucking
buys on.
genius.
So I actually got turned over on Vinted. I never sold anything on there, but I tried to buy something once.
Right.
Didn't turn up.
Did it not?
No.
But the money only goes from your account once you've received it.
So you'd think that, wouldn't you? What happened is, mate, it gives you options. Did it arrive? Did it not arrive? Whatever. And I'm like, it hasn't arrived. And they're like, put me through to, so like you chat with like you think is a bot. It weren't a bot. It was a real person. And I'm like, mate, it hasn't showed up.
Yeah, you're talking to the other
And
person.
it's like, no, I'm not talking. I'm talking to the people at Vinted. I'm like, it's not turned up, mate. And they're like, you clicked on the button saying it has turned up. And I'm like, mate, why would I have done that? It hasn't turned up. And they're like, no, it's done. And this geezer, mate, got right shirty. Was actually giving it on the chat function to me because my product hadn't show up. And I was giving it back. We're having an argument.
Yeah.
Me and the customer service. Like, I'm like, surely you should be doing everything in your power to help me right now. Like,
I mean, that said, I've not had the money through yet from
there
the
you go.
Stony bits.
All I'm saying is just be careful, bro.
But that's the one thing I'm worried about, is just because those are the two that I think your parcel has arrived after the buyer receives your sealed. Yeah. So there's a lot of these. The money's coming through. Yeah, mate, honestly, I can't talk about that highly enough. Vinted.
Okay. Well, look, I'll give it another go. But my last experience with them, maybe it'll be better if I'm on the other end and I'm a seller, because my buying experience on there was not good.
Yeah. And a little update from the Adanola clip.
Go on, what
Which
happened?
went fucking mental, by
Oh,
the
mate,
way.
that went absolute gangbusters.
Mate, it went everywhere, didn't it?
Yeah,
Me just talking about mums being in Adanola.
yeah,
Isn't that mad?
yeah.
Um,
Trending, bro.
the geezer that owned Adanola followed me, didn't they?
Nice.
So I thought, here we go.
Couple of freebies.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You would think so, yeah.
Mate, I had people commenting on that clip going, is this an advert for Adanola?
Mate, it's the best advert that Adanola's had go out for God
It
knows
got
how long. They ain't getting 2 mils.
1.7 million on Instagram.
Tell me an
a
Adanola.
million on TikTok and 500,000 on Facebook.
You tell me an Adanola advert that's gone out in the last year that's done them sort of numbers, and I'll call you a liar.
Yeah, well, they did do a thing with Kendall Jenner.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they've probably done a little bit more.
Okay, I didn't
But,
know that.
you know, my sister didn't suck off Ray J, so...
No, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly that.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
I'm just saying, couple smalls in the post wouldn't have gone amiss. You know what I mean?
Well, this geezer followed me and I was like, oh, he owns Adanola. I thought, let me message him here.
Yeah.
And I messaged him proper like...
What did you say? What did you say?
proper like fucking trying to cozy up to him.
Beggy.
It's like, hello mate, how you doing? Congratulations on all your success.
Oh, no. What did he say?
And I'm thinking he's going to come back going, cheers mate, thanks for the video. What's your address? I'm going to send some bits over for your missus.
Yeah, fucking right and all. And Chris's missus.
He just went, cheers.
Oh.
I know. Gutted.
What's that to him? He's got a warehouse full of stock.
I know. If you're listening.
Thank you, mate. What's your address? What size is your missus? That's the only answer to that question.
So, Adanola, if you're listening, my missus is a small.
And mine.
So please send over. And I'm not just saying trying to get for. She's bought quite a few bits off of. Well, I say she has. I bought it for her birthday, but she's got about 4 Adanola jumpers. She got the socks. She's one of you lot. So you know,
my missus is literally head to toe in Adanola all day. She's like literally
all
part
day,
of
every
the
day.
gang. Sent you that photo the other day.
But maybe if you don't start sending free bits, then we might try and get her on the old Lulu melon.
Lemon.
Or the aloe, what's it called? Aloe?
Aloe.
Yeah.
I had another one and all, which is
Just
going
say,
doing
listen,
pretty well.
this-
Sweaty Betty. That's
When it
going
comes
big.
to female fashion, that Josh James Show is a very influential podcast, it would seem, wouldn't it? I'm just saying. So you want to keep seeing your good books.
Yeah.
Love you, Adanola. Send us through some
Yeah, love you
bits.
too. Cheers.
It's quite interesting on that clip, though. There's always someone who's got to be a bit salty.
Oh, go on. Who?
So...
How is there anything negative to pull out of that?
So, oh, that's quite funny actually. Comment from All Right fans who went, any minute now, Range Rover's going to crash through your studio wall, which was funny. So let me try and find it. It was this comment, and I just thought, oh mate, just like let them have their thing. So there's a geezer here. He's called Twin Brett. He looks like he's some sort of influencer. Talking about he's got fashion. He's a model, I think, by the looks of things. Which, yeah, interesting. And he does sustainable fashion, it says on his thing.
Oh, okay.
So he's written a thing. Just want everyone to know they're supporting a brand founded by 2 rich blokes who doubled Dragon's Den money, who spunked Dragon's Den money on another random project before randomly going into women's activewear rather than the countless other brands that do the same but better and are founded by women. You know, you just think, mate, they've done really well for themselves, right? Don't be so fucking bitter.
Yeah, you used a good word. Salty.
Salty. Right, for one, if they are 2 rich blokes, well, I just think if you're an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. Do you know what I mean? And like, whatever your background is, having your own business is fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's
Especially
difficult.
one that absolutely boats off worldwide.
Also, it made me think, if you have done multiple businesses before that haven't really worked out, then really you are quite an entrepreneur. Because I'll tell you now, I know loads of entrepreneurs that before they found the one business that really worked for them, they're doing loads of different things.
Of course, mate. You got to fail before you fucking crack it.
Yeah, and who does something where they get it right first time?
Very rarely, mate.
You know?
Very, very rarely.
And also, like, he's trying to go down the angle of, oh, why don't you support a female fashion brand which is also run by females? Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, they're not going to shag you, mate. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, what are you expecting? A load of people in your DMs. Oh my God, yeah, thanks for looking out for us.
Yeah.
Can we go out on a date?
Did anyone like the clip? The comment?
About 30 people, but
that's not enough.
Listen, I don't know the guys that run this Adanola. I don't know this bloke, but I just think, I don't know. I think if you're having a go at someone because they've had multiple businesses before, well, actually, that probably says to me that you've give other things a go and they haven't worked out, but you've kept on going.
Kept on going. You're a trier. You're a trier.
And also, I think that matey boy that read that comment, why not use that as inspiration to be like, fucking hell, well, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of negative people out there, bruv.
If I saw that and I was like, well, obviously he thinks they're maybe divs because they've maybe had multiple businesses before, right? I'd think to myself, oh, well, if they can do it and I can see how they've not worked out things before, then I can do that if I work hard enough. Do you know what I mean?
Give it a go, mate.
So go get it.
Yeah, I've had a couple of goes in business. How about you?
We both have, mate. We both have.
I've had a couple of right goes, bruv.
Go on, give us one of your failed business ventures.
Well, I say failed. It's technically not failed. I'm just not a part of it anymore. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's not.
My brother's got it now.
Yeah. This is proper DIY job.
It was 2015. It was 2015.
2015, yeah.
I had a fucking dream and a vision, and I think the main thing that was holding me back is, as well as a dream and a vision, I also had a raging cocaine problem.
Yeah, don't help.
So
listen, Wolf for Wall Street's a bit misleading in that.
So misleading.
Do you know what I mean?
So
not everyone's
misleading.
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you notice about me, but quite creative, good ideas. Yeah.
Oh, you're an ideas man.
But like I've just already mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, admin and actually doing things.
Not always had to follow through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I sort of like bang nails in halfway and then stop.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
With the best intentions. Really the best intentions. It's just like the mundane day to day was never like fine with it now. You know what I mean? I'm good at that stuff. But when you're up till 1 a.m. playing Call of Duty on drugs and then you need to function at 8 a.m, doesn't really work. So anyway, come up with this great idea. Meat delivery service called the Meat Box. Like you said, you were part of the process. You took all the photos for the website. You can go to it now, www.meatbox.co.uk, meatboxlondon.co.uk.
You got a quote for photos, and wasn't it tens of thousands of pounds?
It was fucking ridiculous.
How much did I do it for?
Free?
No, I didn't do it for free.
What did I pay you?
I think you give me about 300 quid.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah, I think it's about 300 quid.
Oh, nice. And as much meat as I was like, mate, do you want some meat? And you're like, no, I don't eat that sort of stuff.
No, mate, what's a load of bollocks? You know I eat meat.
I don't eat that sort of stuff. No.
I eat meat.
Have you got any plain pasta?
I eat meat.
So anyway, you've done a great job. Photos look great. Like I said, www.meatboxlondon.co.uk. My brother's running it now. I assumed this was going to be like Uber of the food world. You know what I mean? This is before Uber Eats was even a thing. I was like, people want to get the good meat, but they don't want to have to go and get it. They don't want to pay Tesco's prices. They don't want to eat the shit meat. This is going to be the one.
Yeah.
Design the box. It looks fucking great.
Good branding.
The fucking branding's excellent. The website's great. The problem was the geezer running it was a little bit of a shit guy, talking about me in that instance, and another guy who I was involved with at the time. Both of us were fucking bad as each other.
Yeah.
But now your boyfriend runs it out of his butcher shop.
He does. He does a fantastic job. And often you need, the knight in shining armour to come along and sort of save a business like that, don't you really?
Yeah.
It just so helps that obviously, the person that's taking over is not just more intelligent, he's also got sort of a charisma and just a sort of handsomeness about him, which really makes him a great sort of personal brand to be attached to a company like that. And he's really sort of taken the business to new levels. Really.
Not really, mate. It's just sort of sitting there.
Well, yeah.
If anyone orders, it will turn up, put it that way.
But there you go. Wouldn't mind getting in his meat box.
I'll tell you when it did do well. Lockdown.
Done really well.
Wow.
And you had all the Towie bods sharing it.
Yeah, mate. Booted
Yeah.
off during lockdown.
Yeah.
Right, that's because no one could get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, done great. So I had a business venture.
Go on.
The photos, because as you know, I one of the things I used to do is work in the city, but then I also used to take photos.
Takes a good picture.
Yeah, I take good photos to do different things. I used to, basically, my dad had a little, well, I'm not say little, it's a decent firm, like taking photos of kids in nurseries, basically. It's not as nancy as it sounds. What they do is, I'll tell you what, if you have got one of them photos in your house, right, where you're in nursery and you're dressed up like a street urchin, right, that more than likely would be my dad's old company that done that.
Little urchins.
Little urchins, it's called urchins.
Urchins.
And they was like, they're big in the big like Southeast Midlands, you know what I mean?
By the way, I love the fact that maybe like 10% of our listeners are going to know what we're talking about when we
Mate,
go urchins. No, when we go
urchins, yeah. But also, it'd be interesting
Coming
to
from the
know
back, bruv.
if you've got one of them pictures of you dressed up like an old flat cap, like almost like
Yeah, I know the one.
almost like you're an old like London barrow boy. Do you know what I mean? Like in Victorian times, if you dressed up like that and it's in like a sepia tone or whatever, then that is probably it'd probably be my dad's company that took that. So I always knew I'd take photos and that, and sort of growing up, and it's something that I could always do really well. I was never that passionate about it, but because I was always around it, I just knew how to do it and could do it decent. So I, off the back of that, I thought, right, I can see that is a good business, but I want to put my own spin on it. So I started a company called Wonder Kid Studios.
Right.
And what it was I bought loads of retro football kits, talking West Ham, Arsenal, Spurs, England, Scotland, Wales, Italy, Argentina, with a green screen
Kid
backdrop.
size?
Kid size.
Okay.
So instead of dressing them up as street urchins, my thing was I'm going to dress them up with retro footballs, an old World Cup if they was in the 1966 top. And it was Wonder Kid Studios. And that's what my business idea, and I put quite a bit of money into it. And
How many photos did you take?
it didn't really get off the ground, mate, to be honest. No.
It's a
to
shame.
be fair, it's like a Wonder Kid footballer. You know, like a footballer that gets like Theo Walcott, that got built up like when he's 16, like he's going to be a world beater, and then he's just like a bit average. Really.
Petered out.
Yeah. And he didn't really go anywhere, but that was one of my probably biggest, failed business venture.
How much you put in?
How much did I put in? It weren't loads, but it was enough at the time. It's probably about, probably about 8 to 10 grand.
Yeah, it's a decent chunk.
A decent
I sunk
chunk.
15 bags in the meat box.
Yeah.
Mate, we spent 10 grand on the website.
Yeah.
Good website, though.
Good website.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame, mate.
But-
so what? Why didn't it get off the ground? People just weren't interested in it.
I couldn't really. I found it difficult to get into the like football schools. So like with the other photos, my dad had like for years just had good relationships with nurseries.
That's what it's all about,
everywhere.
mate. That's what it's all
And
about.
so there'd be other people that popped up doing it, but because they'd done it for years and they've always done a good job and they had the infrastructure there. And it was
Reputation, bro.
good. Yeah, so they would always, you know what I mean, go with them, and it was good business. And
I think you were too niche.
I think it was a bit too niche because listen, football camps as well, it would have been more of like nurseries is all year round. You see a football camp, they might have a football camp for the summer, or if they do it on a Saturday, you know, it's pretty much they just want to go football training and then get home.
And plus, the last thing the kid wants to do is get dressed up and stand there and pose for you when he could be running about kicking balls with his mates.
I think done right. I think it's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
I think, but it needs to be. If you had your own studio doing it, or if you was at the right places, like, I almost thought maybe I could like collab with like the retro football shirts company or whatever.
Okay.
Stuff like that. But that took time
Big
to
dreams,
build.
big dreams.
I think after about a year, I was busy with other things where I just let it peter by.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I probably need to put all my effort into that.
And look, this is one thing. So there's a guy, sort of a mentor of mine, absolutely smashed it in business. We've become a little bit closer over the past couple of years. And he said to me, And I'll never forget what he said.
Is this Skizzy you do the podcast with?
No.
No.
He's another mentor of mine, but different guy.
Right, okay.
You know the guy I'm talking about. He was going out with someone we know. They're no longer together. If you can piece that one together.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do.
Basically, he said to me that when you're trying to get a business going, you've got to live and breathe that business and put absolutely everything into it. And if you don't, it's got very little chance of working out.
Totally agree with that.
Like,
Totally agree with that.
he's like, you need to have a chat with your missus and be like, you're not going to see me for a little while because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to try and do a little bit of that and a little bit of other things, it ain't going to fucking work unless you've got the best idea ever.
That's
you know
sort
what I
of
mean?
like what I've done with a comedy, really. I like especially when I chuck myself into that. Like, I'm out all nights of the week. Do you know what I mean? And like, missus weren't seeing me much, and I mean, even now I'm always really busy. Just like trying to build that thing, you do have to be,
Got to, mate. Otherwise, it ain't going to fucking happen. Because this is the thing, right? No one else is going to do it for you.
No.
If you're starting your own business, it's not like you're working for a company and there's like a team and you can get sort of dragged along by other people. If it's you on your own, no one's helping you, mate. You've got to do it yourself.
And I always got respect for people that got their own business, because it is just it's a different sort of responsibility. You can't really switch off, really.
It's a grind, mate. It's a slog.
Yeah, I think people might get up with me, like with the comedy and stuff. Sometimes, I mean, I might teach you about the podcast at like 11 at night because I'm in bed. Because do you know what I mean? I think about it, I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and
I'm fine
I
with
know
that.
really I should probably wait till the next day and fucking text you. Do you know what I mean?
Just get it out, mate.
But I need to get it out, and yeah. So business ventures.
My old man had one that fucked up.
Go on, what was your old man's one?
So this is brilliant. So my old man's got a right successful meat business, you know what I mean? Meat wholesale. He branched out a couple of years ago into bacon manufacturing.
Yeah.
So it was called Unique Bacon. Right?
Right, okay.
And I went to him.
Okay.
I went to him like,
how unique can a
this
bit
is what
of
I said.
bacon be?
I went, why is it called unique? He went, it's unique in the fact that we ain't got a fucking clue what we're doing.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I could just imagine your dad saying that as well.
I went, what's unique about it? You know?
I could just imagine your dad saying that.
Yeah, but that one just petered out, you know what I mean? And they're just doing what they've always done, you know what I mean? It was a little branch, but didn't work out. But that made me chuckle, mate.
Yeah, bloody hell. So talking about businesses, do you know Universal are going to open up a theme park in the UK?
Oh, mate, I've just found out this news, and I have to say, it's great fucking news.
Yeah.
I love a theme park.
I love a theme park. And I've got to say, all the theme parks in the UK, I'm sorry, Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Peter Pan's Playground, they're all shit.
Thorpe Park's okay.
No, I'm sorry, but theme parks in the UK are shit.
They don't do it right.
They're full of teenagers and they stink of donuts.
They do stink of donuts.
They just stink of
Yeah,
donuts.
they do stink
Why
of
do they stink of donuts?
It's the donuts,
And it
mate.
just makes you feel sick. You get off of like a fucking roller coaster and you smell that donuts and you're like,
Yeah.
oh. And
You're
then you look at
already
some
nauseous.
spotty teenager and you're like, all right.
Yeah. And not that, this is the thing. You go to Florida, mate, everyone's so enthusiastic. All the staff are on job.
Mate.
You go Thorpe Park, it's just, they do not give a shit.
Mate, going to Florida doing all the parks, it's the best holiday.
Mate, it's unbelievable. I fucking love it.
It's the best holiday.
Like, I've done it a few times growing up. We done it again a couple of years ago. Theo was like 3 months. So, yeah, about 5 years ago was the last time I was there. Mate, it's so sick.
It's the best. I can't wait until I can,
It's not going to be the same.
I can't wait until I was in a position so I can go there and do it again. But yeah, can't wait for that.
Won't be long, mate.
I suppose the only thing with this Universal Park though is that like Universal in Florida, you got one in Hollywood. Only trouble with this one, which takes a bit of a shine off it, it's supposed to be like Hollywood glitz and
Where's it
glam.
gonna be?
It's in Bedford. You know what I mean?
Right. So, where is
When
Bedford?
you think Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, you don't think Bedford.
No, you don't think Bedford. Where is Bedford?
It's like
in
a
relation
bit
to
above
London.
Luton.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, that's not glamorous. Do you think they've done that because of the airport? No one's flying into
know.
Universal, are they? Well, look, mate, but once again, even if they get
Probably
it
because
right,
of the airport. Yeah.
even if they get it right and everything's good and like the attention to detail, because this is the thing, right? The attention to detail in them theme parks in Florida, it's just on another level.
Yes,
like everywhere you look,
unbelievable, yeah.
it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they're going to fill it up with a load of urchins out of Bedford that are going to staff the
Well,
thing.
no, but it's like right, it's sort of middle-ish country, so people from all over the country go there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So listen, I'm on it. I'm up for it.
I'm up for it as well, mate.
I'm up for
Universal
it.
Studios and the other parks they've got, because they've got Islands of Adventure now. Plus they've got the whole Harry Potter section at the one in
Yeah.
Florida. Bruv,
Yeah.
so good.
It's unbelievable.
I think I prefer Universal to Disney.
Yeah, though Disney's more for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney's more for the
Yeah,
kids.
as we grew up, it was like Universal Studios, Busch Gardens, Islands of Adventure,
Yeah.
and then like the water parks. That was me, and then shopping. I'd be happy to just do that.
Yeah, they're
Whereas if you do the Disney as well, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's great. But we spoke about it before, haven't we? About having, what if
Yeah,
we created a theme park for Jamesy and Whiteboy?
yeah,
So I asked you before this episode, could you put together, instead of a Disney world, could you put together a Jamesy world?
yeah.
And I will put together a Whiteboy world.
You're gonna smash me on this. I know you are.
Do you think? Okay, do you want to go first then?
Yeah, mate. So I'm driving. Obviously, I'm gonna put this a little bit out of context. I'm driving back from
Cornwall.
Cornwall last night, and I'm like, babe, we got to prep for the episode. Read it out. And I weren't getting much out of her, bruv. But anyway, I've got a few.
Go on then. So this is Jamesy world, everyone.
Jamesy's World, right?
Where would it be placed? Where would it be positioned?
Where would it be placed?
Yeah, where would they build this theme park?
Mate, deep in the centre of Essex. Are you joking?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
100%. But look, saying that, you'd have to take it out a little bit. I'm thinking, you know, like the Ingrave Road, and then it goes out towards the 127.
So this is Brentwood you're talking.
There's loads of land
Yeah,
there.
okay. Yeah, I'll be happy
We'll
with that.
stick it over there.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Between
Makes
Brentwood
sense.
and the 127, that
Yeah,
little
makes
bit.
sense.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
good,
the other side.
Good links to the, you know what I mean? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Good
yeah.
links in there.
Yeah, good.
So obviously, you're a bit of a small geezer.
Okay.
No height restrictions on anything.
Okay. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's inclusive, this
Yeah,
place.
GK cheering as well. Fellow
There you go.
short dude.
There
yeah.
you go.
Okay.
Right. The
Can
show.
I just say on that, I met a few people recently and they've gone, fucking hell, you're a lot taller than I thought you were.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people keep meeting me and thinking I'm like fucking 3 foot tall. It's because I'm always next to you, you big old cunt. You're making me look small. I'm 5.
I honestly slide down while we're sitting to keep us on eye level.
Mate, honestly, everyone just goes, well, I'm surprised you're that tall. And I'm
Really?
like, how tall do you think I am, mate?
Yeah,
Go
no,
on.
you are pretty
So
short.
no height
So yeah,
restrictions.
no height restrictions. Obviously, when you go to these theme parks, there's a lot of shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Strictly comedy.
Ah, nice. Okay, like that.
Strictly comedy.
Yeah,
So it's going to be
yeah.
like, if you're an up and comer
Yeah.
and you need a spot,
Okay.
Jamesy's World.
Ah, nice. Like
We've got
that.
you covered.
Yeah, I like that.
We've
Bring
got you
through
covered.
new talent. Like that.
And definitely some boxing themed stuff in there. So
Okay,
I don't know
nice.
if it's going to be like AJ or Eddie does the promo.
Nice. I
For
like
you,
that.
the tables have turned now.
You
Yeah,
know me well.
You're a theme park owner.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah.
Now Eddie wants to do a bit of promo for you.
Yeah.
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 Maybe like the arcade's just filled with them punch bag machines that I
Yeah.
see you having a go on the other day. What was your score?
Yeah, I struggled, yeah.
7 something.
781.
Couldn't get any 8.
Mate, I cannot tell you. I've done it on the hard hitters, yeah?
Yeah.
I've followed that page for fucking years. And they're like, oh, you've got to have a go on this thing and they've got to film it for hard hitters. And I'm like, the anxiety, mate.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm always on there like, oh, like,
Watching other people doing it.
yeah, and just like, and also I always think I'd never get filmed doing that, but like I was doing this work thing where I had to do it, and I'm like playing it off like, oh, like, I'm only small though, do you know what I mean? I'm like, listen, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not very good. Like, I'll only hit 50%. I tried my absolute hardest.
Yeah, I see
mate.
that.
781.
It's not bad. They
Mate,
didn't dig you out for it.
Well, yeah, everyone else got like 800s, but they was all a lot bigger than me. You know what I mean?
That's why we have weight classes
I'm
in
about
boxing.
3 foot tall, but yeah, go on.
And finally, mate, when we get into the food court,
Yeah,
it's going to be bland in there.
thank you.
It is
Thank
going to
you
be
very
so
much.
fucking bland in
Thank
there.
you.
We're talking plain pasta,
Yeah.
chips with no sauce,
Ah, perfect.
burgers with no toppings whatsoever.
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cheese pizza,
Cheese pizza.
like minimal tomato sauce on the cheese pizza
Brilliant.
for you. And water. That's the only thing you're going to be able to drink.
Brilliant. Mate, I'd like that because
Yeah.
that's how you know me. You got the boxing,
Yeah.
you got the stand up, and you've got the food.
Yep.
Which is some of the main ingredients.
That's it. And let's not forget the height restrictions.
height restrictions.
You're short,
of course. It's funny you should say that. Funny you should say that. Funny you should say
I've
that.
been looking forward to this.
Because at Whiteboy World,
Yeah.
which is situated in Collier Row. Bring a little.
Whereabouts? There's no room in Collier.
We'll find. I think we're just going to flatten Collier Row and just put this theme park there. Because, yeah. So, Whiteboy World. The only food options in the park are meat only.
Nice.
Yeah? And they're supplied by AY Meats. AY Meat, of course, the best meat firm in the game.
Long as your arm, thick as your leg.
Yep. Is that the slogan?
That's what my old man says, yeah. No, this is what he says. There's like, what's it like? Is it good? He goes, long as your arm, thick as your leg, no teeth required.
Well, listen, we're going to have AY Meat, but I think it's only fair as well that we get a bit of unique bacon involved.
Unique bacon, and like if you want to take it home, meat box.
Yeah, meat box, yeah. So it's just going to be, listen, if you're vegan, fucking you ain't coming in, basically.
You're not allowed in.
All the rides would have very tall height restrictions. Okay.
6 foot only.
Yeah, in fact, it's a theme park which is for people over 6'2".
Nice.
Okay.
Look,
Sorry,
knock it
cheeky. Me and you got to stay at home.
Knock it off at 6 foot. That's still tall.
6'2". That's what I've written.
Okay.
It's for really tall people. So the main roller coaster will be inspired by something you mentioned in a previous episode of when you was on that turnout.
Yeah.
And you couldn't find anywhere to sleep.
Yeah.
So instead of going home, you went out and you mowed the lawn.
Sick.
So the roller coaster will be like on a lawnmower.
Works.
And with a big plastic whiteboy at the back with the bins on that. Like a big plastic one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sick.
And as you're going round, they're playing "Welcome to the Jungle. We got fun and games." Yeah, it's like ding, 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 ding. "Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games." You know that song?
No,
Guns N' Roses.
I don't.
It's basically.
Is it good?
Yeah.
But is it about drugs?
Well, it's like "Welcome to the Jungle." You're on a lawnmower.
Oh, okay,
Do you know what I mean?
brilliant.
And
Yeah,
it's like, and as you go around, there'd be like mad, like light, trippy, psychedelic sound, and like rock and roll playing.
Perfect.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like that there would be some sort of virtual experience similar to that of Pirates of the Caribbean, right? But instead of playing pirates, you are the OSB, and the aim of the game is to stop the boats. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's bring the OSB into it now.
You're floating around.
Yeah.
Like as if you're on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's White Boys World, but you've got different little parks. You've got the OSBs. Do you know what I mean? Where, so that's where that ride will be.
Brilliant.
The Shermanator. This is another ride called the
Shermanator.
And it's in the style of the Terminator.
From
right?
Clacton.
But instead of a robot from the future trying to kill you, it's the Shermanator trying to shag your missus.
Is it 3D?
It's 3D.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like you can only go in there with your missus.
Okay.
And the Shermanator's trying to like chat her up and be like, all right, baby, come on. Get on this watch. Look at this watch. Look.
Perfect.
I've got a big old willy.
You felt that? You felt that?
Felt that? Boyfriend material. Do you know what I mean?
It's Louis material.
It's Louis material, yeah. So, yeah. And then, last but not least, there would be a little animal section, right? There would be an animal enclosure. But the only animals on display would be penguins. Because White Boy loves a bit of penguin.
Loves a bit of penguin. And I got bit by a penguin.
And you got bit by a penguin.
Back when I was a youngster.
So that's White Boy World.
Perfect. Love it.
Got to say, White Boy World sounds a lot more fun.
Look, what I'm saying is, Jamesy and White Boy World combined, that's a day out.
That's a good day out.
You can get your carbs in your bit, come and get your protein over in my bit.
There you go.
Perfect.
And to wrap it up, I've got some nicknames. We had a question before a few episodes ago. Someone asked, what is the best nickname you've ever heard?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
So people started sending in their nicknames, and some of them really got me. So I had to read some of them
Come
out.
on, mate. Hit me with them.
So here are some of the best nicknames that you at home have sent in. This is one's from Tom Cleary on TikTok. Our mate is called Tom Thomas, so we call him Satnav.
Tom.
This is from Kev77182 on YouTube. Oh, this one's dark. Kid in school lost both his parents, so his nickname was Bambi.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That one is rough.
That is so bad.
That one's rough. But I suppose you had to laugh along. Otherwise, like, what, mate? You can't say a bit of banter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that one's
course.
rough. I wouldn't
it's
advise
brutal.
calling your mate who lost both his parents Bambi. But listen, you feel.
Well, I
You've
don't
done
know
what
if
you want.
these kids today would even get the reference.
So this one is on YouTube at UK Catching Cases.
Wow. What's his name?
At UK
Catching Cases. Fucking hell.
I used to have a vegetarian mate called Paul. We called him Vegetable. This one's been
That is
sent
fucking
in.
perfect.
This one's been sent in by quite a few people. There was a QPR footballer called Fitz Hall. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Fitz Hall.
His nickname was One Size. And last but not least, I haven't got a name for this person. My mate's surname was Crawley, so his nickname was Creepy.
Keep them coming. Let's make this a regular section.
Please send in any more nicknames that you have. Listen, we love a nickname on this podcast. We absolutely love a nickname on this podcast.
One size fits all is
And
great.
do you know what I love? Is sometimes when people write in, they write in with their nickname,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
Like Millwall, who's the lad? Millwall Scott.
Millwall Scott, yeah.
Do you remember Millwall Scott?
I remember Millwall Scott.
Yeah. He comes in with his nickname, Millwall Scott. I like that.
Yeah. Don't come with your real name.
Don't come with your real name. We don't want to know your real name. We want to know your nickname.
nicknames. We like aliases, pseudonyms.
So yeah, get over your nicknames. And tour tickets for Northern Midlands, Scotland. They're flying out now. If you want to secure yours, go to joshjamesy.com. Manchester sold out, but we've added a matinee. There's not many left for Bristol. And also Hackney Empire is nearly full. So get on it, guys. And what they got to do on the YouTube?
Leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon if you never want to miss an episode, and share it with your friends. You know what I mean? It's free, but it helps us out.
Lovely stuff. And right, it's 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And we'll see you all next week, ladies and gents. Cheerio.
Goodbye.